It's good to be back.
It feels good to be back. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bottom Sprocket. We took a little hiatus because I was doing some stuff and Whitney was finishing Making a Human and all that. So
you got married. I had a baby.
Yep, a lot of stuff happened in the month of November, so we took the month of November off. But we are back, and one of the best things about taking the month of November off is everybody has gotten the excitement out of their system for the new bikes shown off at EICMA, and that means that we can talk about all of the new bikes that are coming out for 2024 a little bit more objectively. So what we're going to do today is we found a list on Rider Magazine of all of the model year 2024 bikes, and we're going to go through all of them today. We're going to spend more time on certain models than other ones. Some of them are just going to be like, nah, whatever, carry over. But the new stuff, that's really what we want to talk about. And big ups to Josh for actually finding this article for us, because it's way easier than trying to remember what's been going on.
Then you using a pencil and a piece of paper and writing down every single
Does
spec.
anybody write anything down anymore?
Hell no. I don't even see a pen in here. I see 1,000 guitars and 20 cameras.
Well, on that note, let's dive on into the bikes for 2024.
This list starts out with a great one, I must say. Like, the top of the list is an awesome one to chat about.
You know what's exciting? I don't know a single one.
You haven't been paying attention to any?
Absolutely not.
So, of course, I've been paying attention to all of them, and it's awesome that Josh mentioned the RS457 from Aprilia. Horrible name. But the RS457 is definitely a cool option, I think.
Is it 455 cc's?
450.
450.
And it's small. So the cool thing about this, 457 cc's, 47 horsepower, 350 pounds,
Whoa.
which is pretty darn light. This is, I think, the premium beginner option. If you're looking for a real entry place from a proper manufacturer in Europe, this is probably one of the coolest options. Because the Duke exists, but this is cooler.
Way cooler. And we're seeing quite a few of these bikes pop up. We'll see. There's more on this list that are in the 400-ish category, which I assume has some international considerations and stuff like that. But compared to where everyone here in the States is on a Ninja 400, it feels like, this is so cool to see.
I will say, I saw a guy out here in Manor just poodling around on his CF Moto 450 SS.
I saw that too.
Yeah, there's just a guy out here in Manor who's hanging out on his 450, and I saw it and I was like, holy shit, CF Moto, they're starting to break in, and that is such an awesome bike. We got to test ride it out in Sturgis. Ton of fun. And I really like to see that we're seeing the 400-ish cc parallel twins go from the normal 180-degree crank to the 270. It makes them a lot more interesting. And it's just like, Yamaha, Suzuki, Honda, stop it. Make 270s.
There isn't a 400-ish cc bike out there that I'm excited about. This is exciting.
Yeah.
Because Aprilia's got, there's something about the Duke that's got some sort of jokerish smegma on it. Still like KTM a lot, but it's cool to see kind of like a little elevated, fun 400 class.
Yeah, and they did the reveal with this with Alicia Spargaro.
Stop
and,
it. They did not.
Maverick Vinales.
Did you watch GP yet?
I haven't watched the rest of the season,
damn
but
it,
I'm
Spike.
so excited for 24. I've seen Marquez's new graphics, and he went out on the Ducati and came back with this
I was about to say,
smile.
did you see his face when he got off of it?
And that's the face of somebody who was like, oh, this is why everybody's so fast.
Yes.
That's the face of a man who's just going to come back and destroy people next year.
I'm excited.
It's so good.
What do you think it's going to cost?
The RS, I have it on good authority that it's going to be $5,700 or thereabouts.
Stop it, for real?
Oh, wow.
That is my current rumor mill number, $5,700, which would be awesome for this.
Yeah.
So compared to is it Kawasaki's 400cc inline 4 that's like $9,000 or something like that, basically?
So the Ninja 400 is 53, I think. Let me check.
Well,
it is
the inline 4 one, not the parallel twin one.
Oh, this is Ninja 400 money. So actually, hold on, I need to revise that. I think it's 65 is the number that I have for the Aprilia. 65 to 67. Ninja 400 with ABS is $58.99. I think 65 is appropriate for an Aprilia.
Do we know if it's going to be manufactured where all the other Aprilias are, or if it's going to be one of those?
So my understanding is that this is going to be made, it's designed in Italy and is going to be made in, I think, India. I don't remember. Don't quote me.
Classic.
Yeah. But I mean, all the beginner bikes are like that.
Yeah.
So. But moving on, we've got the CEO2, whatever, just another electric scoot. The 900 GS, a lot of people are trying to get me excited about the BMWs. I still can't make myself care.
No, it's in your blood, and that's fine. Yeah. I feel like you're either born a BMW head like myself, or you're not.
Yeah. My buddy is really, really trying to get me to enjoy the 1300 GS.
I love how you're skipping past all
he wants me so badly to love the 1300, and I'm just like, it's just another
Well,
GS.
if you didn't like the 1250, why would you like, what's the argument for liking the 1300?
It's all new. It's got this new torquier motor, a little bit more power. It's supposed to be lighter than the other one, which is a good thing, because goddamn was that GS so heavy. But, you know, there are some other BMWs, the R12 9T, which sounds like a barcode number.
I still love the R9T line, but it got blasted, I think, because it did a lot better than they anticipated it to do. Mm-hmm. So then they're just like, okay, let's do 420 different types of designs that you can buy. And you're like, okay, well, now you're just kind of watering it down. I mean, I haven't looked into it, though.
Yeah, it seems like a cool idea. You take the bigger boxer motor and you plop it in here and have some fun. But just ride a Grezzo. You have to ride my Grezzo one of these days. I think you'll really enjoy it.
This is why we balance each other out. You prioritize sound over looks, and I prioritize looks over sound. Like, I rather ride a pretty bike that sounds like a fart versus the other way around. Uh-huh. So the Grezzo sounds great, right?
Yeah.
But
Josh, you gotta find us some middle ground here. What do you think about, because you've ridden the R9Ts, right?
Ridden the R9T, yep. I mean, I guess, are we diving into everything BMW? Because I think there's at least like 4 or 5 of them on this list.
Well, what is that?
They have a lot of them coming out this year. But this one, the F900 GS Adventure, in this photo, that thing looks aggressive. It looks light. I know they're tall because I've ridden the F850. We rode it in Utah. And this is like a very premium looking, super aggressive adventure bike, which I love. Now, I'm not going to pay what they're going to want for this bike.
No.
I'm sure this is going to be $13,000 or $14,000, but it looks awesome. And compared to like the factory like T7 that's just like pumped out so many quantities, and it's a great bike, but it's not that cool or fancy anymore. This is like, I would love to be on one of these, but I'll never buy one.
I'm guessing they're going after the Tenere with that.
I feel like they're going more after the Touareg.
Because of the price point?
It's going to be more expensive. This F900, it's going to be expensive.
The Touareg's like 12 grand. So I'm imagining this will probably be like 13 maybe. But
yeah, they've been doing adventure bikes like better than anybody for a long, long time. But I bet that 900 sounds great with an exhaust. I bet it's very fun and very peppy. If it's actually lightweight, because it looks super thin and narrow, I bet it is such a joy off-road.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on this XR, the 1000 XR? This is the M package. I haven't ridden an XR in a hot minute. It's basically the inline 4 from the S1000 RR, detuned a little bit for torque and touring. Yeah. It's basically like a dad naked bike that's not really naked.
Yeah, so I think what's new about this is having the M package, because like 1000 XR, we got those.
Yeah, the M package is definitely the fancy one.
Full exhaust, fancy wheels, I'm sure, fancy electronic. It looks like, I don't know.
Claims 200 miles. So they claim 200 horse and top speed of 174 miles an hour for the hyper touring dads out there.
I'm down.
I'd want to ride it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I bet it's fast as hell.
Would I buy it for 25? No.
God, no. But they've got it in light white or black storm metallic.
Yeah, there's a tinge of nerdiness there, but I appreciate it.
It's a cool bike. Yeah, I definitely could see somebody looking at that and being like, that looks friggin' sweet. I want one. But
I totally see, like, because like the S1000 bros and riders are just so into having the most premium, fanciest, most
That's
carbon
true.
fiber, loudest, you know, and the people on that bike that hate themselves for how uncomfortable it is are probably going to be able to consider this one a little bit more because it's so aggressively styled with the M package. And I feel like that's kind of where they're going with it. Because other than that, we've got so many 1000cc sport naked bikes that are insane. They're all great. And I'm sure this is probably going to be one of the fanciest and fastest. But yeah, you're not going to be doing your highway pulls on it. Like the wind's going to knock you off of it.
It's the lumbar. It's the lumbar edition.
yeah.
It's the lumbar edition of the S1000.
So we talked about the R129T 1300 GS. Oh God, the Roctane. the R18 Roctane.
Dude, I love seeing what the Germans think Americans want. Like I love seeing that. It's so peculiar, and I want to talk to somebody who this speaks to them. Like I just want to like pick their brain a little bit. That looks,
It looks like an R18 Dark Horse from Indian. It's like if Indian designed an R18.
Roctane though, it's like they went to a Hard Rock Cafe once, the person who designed it, and then that was it. They're like, great, I know everything I need to know about American culture. Start printing them.
It's just like all black, basically. They're like, yeah, the chrome, not working.
With bags. They put the bags on this one, so.
All right, Harley, they're coming for you.
I love this
Watch
photo,
out.
too. Like, this photo is so slanted to make it look like the bike is leaned over.
Yeah, it's going to the moon at that
point. If you actually
point.
look at the road, the bike is not leaned over very far.
No,
they've like distorted it to make it look like he's actually carving a quarter.
that is the softest angle I've seen a bike at in a promo, and the most aggressive Dutch angle
The
the
suspension
camera's
is
at.
so bad that he's just going to fall over if he actually took any sort of turn.
Or he's going to start
like riding
dragging
the
the
wall.
jugs.
Dragging the jugs.
Now we've got some interesting stuff, though. The Can-Ams. So Can-Am is supposed to hit the market
Wait,
with
go
these
up.
electric bikes.
Go up. Okay, that looks like I'm going to get stranded. Hell no. I don't want an electric bike in the middle of nowhere. That's already scary enough with a gas-powered vehicle to be like, oh, well, the next...
Yeah, like
gas-
when we were out in the Mojave.
It's scary.
I could see this being a cool thing to put on the back of your van if you have an solar panel set up.
And you're going to go
Yes.
30, 40
I'm
miles
actually
and-
really excited about this bike because I'll get to ride it when they ship them. Like we'll get them because we're a very big Can-Am dealer, and it's not an adventure bike. Like don't fool yourself. It's electric. Okay, it's not gonna work that way. The same way that you can like tour long distance.
So
on
take
it.
away the picture
But-
that they put it on.
Yeah, exactly. That picture was definitely taken less than 10 miles from a trailer or a truck or something. And for that, it could be fun. It looks kind of big. So like if you're competing with small dirt bikes, like if I'm going to go ride this thing in Moab or something, I don't know how fun it's going to be to do the aggressive riding. It might, but without the range, like what's the point? Why do I want to trailer out a big bike? But
Yeah.
I really have been wanting to get off-road on an electric bike because I want to like not hear it and enjoy that aspect.
The awesome part about electric bikes off-road is when you get small ones. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with this because it's a bigger one as I throw a bunch of guitar picks on the ground. But here's something that's interesting. Can-Am has rally-style bodywork, fork guards, spoked wheels, diameters appear to 21 and 18, but the final drive is enclosed and Can-Am reps won't reveal whether the power is sent to the rear wheel via a chain or a belt or I guess even a shaft. It's odd because why would you fully enclose a chain? So it's got to be a belt.
Most likely, right? Because if it was a chain, I think that's what people want, and the reason they're not saying it is because it's not what people want.
That would be my guess, yeah. And then they've got the Pulse, which is this cool looking,
That looks cool.
iPad having naked bike.
iPad having naked bike.
Look at how big the dashboard is.
That's a chunky boy up there. They don't have pictures of it. It's
Yeah.
just a picture of the bike.
It's just a picture of the bike.
Okay.
But
Single-sided swing arm on that one.
yeah, no, this thing looks like if Husqvarna made a naked bike. Or an electric naked bike, rather.
Mm-hmm.
That looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'd love to know the figures on it, range and weight and stuff like that. We don't get that in this article, but I'll share them with you once we get them.
I'm definitely going to come up to Colorado to check these things out, because of course. Then we've got the Spider F3 and RT. Don't really care, because that's not a motorcycle.
500, yeah.
Replacement 500. This one is cool. So I'm going to be getting my hands on a 450 NK soon from CF Moto. Very excited. Jake the Garden Snake currently has one. And he just got it dynoed, and it's making a little bit more power than a Ninja, I think. Super light. He's just been popping wheelies in all of his videos, because that's what he does.
Josh, what did we ride? What NK did we ride?
I think you guys wanna...
650.
650. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the old
650.
gen.
Yeah.
So I've got the new 800, and then I'm going to get my fingers on one of these and see what it's all about.
Okay.
I really like these. I really, really, really like these. Not just because they gave it to me, guys, but because it's actually a good motorcycle. I took the 800 on track at Coda. It was so much fun.
You got bumped to intermediate.
I got bumped to intermediate.
Congrats.
Wow. That's awesome.
The NK line is such a sweet bike. I love it. I really love it.
That one's cool. I like that. It's got like little copper doohickeys.
Before I give this one away, you should take it for a rip.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And they're so cheap. This is $8,400.
Well, that's the gospel Josh and I were preaching.
Yep.
It's like, here you come. And that's how the Japanese came in with Honda, is like, you price them lower, boom.
Yep. This is kind of cool.
You're talking about the 800, right? Because both are coming out next year, 450 NK and 800 NK, which is the one you have in the garage, right?
Yeah, I got the 800 and the 450's coming out. So we're kind of covering the NKs at the same time. But they're just an awesome package.
Cool.
Definitely on the 800, the riding modes do change some stuff. On the 450, it just changes the look of the dashboard. So you get different dashboard layouts, but it doesn't change the power because it's only making like 50. So,
yeah.
But both of them have J1, which is a subsidiary of Brembo. They've got really nice J1 gear. They're awesome machines. So cool. And I've got a little Papio CL.
I saw that.
The little Papio in the garage. I need to go take it off-road just for shits and giggles.
You would.
Yep, I'm gonna go rip it off-road for fun. It's
That's
awesome.
with the cowl or without the cowl? Which one is which?
So the CL is the scrambly one, and the SS is the sport bike looking one. And I was
SS
kind
is
of
cool.
hoping that I would get the SS, but honestly, the CL is kind of more my jam.
Did you ever own one?
Sure. Yeah, for poodling around in the neighborhood, because my mailbox is down the street a ways.
Okay.
So like it's
Why?
because we don't actually have mailboxes on all the houses. There's just a row of mailboxes.
Interesting.
And it's a bit of a hike. It's like 3 or 4 blocks away. So you're walking like a half a mile. I'll spread a little Papio over there.
Sure. It's hard for me to think of ever owning one, I guess.
They're fun. They're fun to poodle around
Think
with.
of like the hair scramble rides, Think of like small in the city, fun, low stakes riding. Just like this little SS one looks so cool to me. I love it. I would totally have
If I had the extra cash, it's like, why not? But it's like, I'll never have just...
These are dirt cheap though. They're
much are they?
$32.99.
Oh my gosh!
$32.
If you're a
These are
college
cheaper than a
student, if you're
Grom.
commuting short to work, like I think it'd be a blast, and it looks so goofy and hilarious and cute.
I like how the SS looks.
They're adorable. I absolutely love the little Papio.
I like them way more than the Groms.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So now this is the one that I'm probably the most excited about for 2024, period, end of story. It did not deserve prettiest bike in the show at EICMA, Ducati, if you're listening. This bike is not the prettiest motorcycle revealed.
Are you going to tell us which one you think is the prettiest?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 2024 Ducati Hypermotard 698 Mono. I'm so pumped for this bike.
I saw it and immediately
I'm
thought of you.
so excited for this bike, and now my
What
freaking
the hell
light.
just happened?
My light's cutting in and out. Give me a sec
You
here,
were
guys.
so excited that
The light freaked
you
out.
blew off the light.
So the 698 Mono, brand new motor. It's the biggest most powerful single cylinder on the market. Period. With almost 80 horsepower. It's basically half a Panigale. It's so cool. Desmodromic single cylinder, 4 valves. I mean, and it's like as awesome as you can get. And it's 15 grand. That's not bad. I was expecting it to be like 18. I really was.
18 for a single cylinder.
18 for a single cylinder. I want to buy one.
Yeah,
You
have to.
I'm really considering trading the Grezzo in for one of these later in the year. Or maybe I'll pawn off some of the other bikes that are in the stable.
Yeah, it was about, you have 9 bikes in the garage right now.
Well, 3 of them I can't sell, but, some of them I can.
Legally.
This one, though, it's the bike that has me the most excited to be a motorcyclist in 2024, is this new Ducati. Because it's so
Really? I think that's so funny because you got tired of your KTM, the 690.
So the nice thing about the 690 was that it was light and it was fun and it was playful. My problem with it is because I never got to ride it. It was always in the fucking dealership because somebody tried to steal it. Now that I have my own closed garage, I can have a toy like this.
Right.
I see. The trauma moved you off the KTM, and
Yeah.
now this is definitely cooler than that. Like,
Oh.
I'm sure the Ducati motor is amazing and a blast. I bet it handles like a freaking knife.
Yeah.
You've done Desmos
Super
before. What's it like? Would you do it if it was a single?
On a single, yeah. Honestly, getting to the engine's not going to be difficult. It's not the real pain in the ass with doing Desmos
it's all exposed.
is because you have to get to the rear cylinder, and getting the rear cylinder is a pain in the ass. But on a single, fuck it. I'll do it, sure.
That's awesome. That's even more of a win.
Yeah. This has me so excited. It's so cool. It's so cool. And the red, just the base red for 13 grand. Fuck me running. I'll go buy one tomorrow. I don't care
I
about
agree.
all the
It looks
graffiti
amazing.
graphics and stuff.
That's going to be a fun video to shoot. It better be epic.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be epic. I seriously think I'm gonna go buy one of these when they hit the Ducati dealership here in town, and I'm just gonna be like, let's make this work.
Can we buy?
Don't fuck me around.
Can we? I'll shoot it. You take out cash. And just show up with a big briefcase full of cash. And pay 30% APR for your cash advance.
Yeah. Oh
Movie
man.
magic. Okay, we'll make it look awesome.
But I honestly think this is probably going to be the bike of 24.
Yeah,
I don't see a world in which this isn't the one that makes all the waves.
right.
Yeah, start practicing your wheelies now. It's gonna be awesome.
I've got the little hawk. I'm going to do a little
I
series.
was about to say you need to practice your
practicing
wheelies
wheelies.
before hopping out a fresh duck.
So we'll
That's
skip
gonna be
over.
such a fun bike to wheelie, but don't practice on it.
So the thing is, in terms of, I've done the deep dives on this because I'm so excited for it. It has modes that will limit your wheelie. So like it'll catch your wheelie at like 6 inches or 7 inches or 8 inches or something like that. It's like a little lift, a lot of lift, and infinite lift.
Wait, you get to pick?
You get to pick.
You get to
can
pick how
change
big of a wheelie you want?
Yes.
That's next level.
And then the bike will just be like, all right, your wheelie stops here. Or your wheelie stops here. Or you can loop the thing.
They got
It's-
12 o'clock boy on there and you can set it to that and just, yeah.
It's so cool. I think we skip over the 160. I think we skip over the freaking Shadow Phantom because they're the same fucking bikes again, Honda.
Thank you, Honda.
They're an absolute known quantity. The Transalp. Okay, so the Transalp is out now. It's been out for a minute.
Yep.
I always want to call it the trans slap.
Honestly, yeah.
Don't you see that word when you look at that? Like, oh,
freaking-
trans slap. That's weird.
My dyslexic self just looks at that and is like, huh? If you want some Transalp content, check out Dork in the Road. He actually has 2 of these right now, him and his wife have Transalps, and they're goofing around with them. Seems like a decent bike. You know, nothing crazy.
Does not look pretty from here, I'll tell you that.
No,
that looks
ugly.
boring and ugly, and yeah.
Not a fan.
And from what I've heard, people are bummed because it's not a hardcore adventure bike by any stretch of the imagination, like Honda was kind of leading people on to believe.
I think you could tell that just by looking at it.
Yeah,
it's got a 19-inch front end. It doesn't have adjustable suspension. It's got cruise control. You know, it's definitely sport touring. It's like they took the touring angle from the Africa Twin, and they were like, let's make an adventure touring bike here, and then we'll make the Africa Twin more off-roady. That's kind of my feeling here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Definitely me.
Yeah, no.
It's definitely
No
a lot of
giblets
people
or-
will buy it, and I'll be, uninspired every time I see it, and it'll run forever.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
Oh, they don't have the new Hornet 1000 on this list. So this was, I think, the bike that's the prettiest at EICMA. So I'm going to pull up the Hornet 1000.
Why'd they forget that one?
I don't think it's going to hit in 24. But so this is the Hornet 1000, and I think this is such a cool looking bike in the white. It's a little bit Street Fighter from Ducati, but with an inline 4.
Yeah.
I think it looks so cool. And once you get rid of this giant muffler on there, I think we finally have a successor to the 919.
Mufflers 10 years from now are going to be this big. Oh, I guess
It looks exactly like my motorcycle.
A little bit. I can see a little bit of GSX-8S in there. But I think it looks a little bit more aggressive and angular.
It for sure will be. It'll make more power. It's got the inline 4.
We'll go down to the little video.
Yeah, this thing is 150 horse, so it's not as potent as the other inline 4000s. The Honda never has been, but I think this is a really cool entry into hyper nakeds. It definitely took the CBR 1000 and made it better, I think. Because the CBR 1000 just didn't do anything for me.
So yeah, is this like CB1000? Do they have a CB1000R?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, that's definitely a different bike for sure.
Yeah, so this is basically just that with more modern aesthetics, I think. And I saw it in white, and I was like, that's awesome. That's killer. It looks better in person than in actual photos. Then we got Indian Challenger, whatever.
It's not a new bike.
Yeah.
It's new paint.
The Carbon 100% is just a branding exercise with 100%.
Not a new bike.
It's just, it looks kind of cool. And then we've got the Eliminator SE, not a new bike, same deal.
Mm-hmm.
KLX 300,
It's
more of the
what's different
same
about
from
that?
Kawasaki. The 40th anniversary edition of a lot of their bikes, the ZX-10R, or 14 is what we're looking at here. These things are so ugly.
What's going on at Kawasaki? Like,
That's crazy.
What's happening? Nothing?
They're doing a lot of cool stuff with the Z and E ones and
Okay.
their hybrid.
But then the rest is like whatever.
Yeah, set it and forget it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the most aggressive right now on like promotions and rebates, and just don't even move them. Like they just keep them because there's just not as much excitement. It feels like for their motorcycles.
They're not
for
doing
everything
anything
right now.
different.
Yeah, they don't really.
I mean, unless, like you said, the hybrid and...
They're not getting
Yeah,
the brand out really. Some people are winning in like Moto America and stuff, but me.
Meh.
Oh, they're great bikes. Like they're awesome bikes. 636, amazing motorcycle.
Yeah.
But that's the one that sells. Like the other ones are just so meh. I don't know. Even like Z900 and stuff like that. It's like it just doesn't get people excited the same way.
Yeah, like now we're looking at the Z650 RS. Whitney, does that do anything for you whatsoever?
Absolutely not.
No.
It's like they took Neo Retro and made it boring. I don't know.
Yeah, it is boring. Have
It's
you ridden it?
boring.
It's the most plain Jane motorcycle out there. It's just, it's motorcycle.
Yeah.
But we're making so many people mad saying that.
Whatever, they can
It's not a bad motorcycle.
It's not
but
bad. No, it's just boring.
Yeah.
Motorcycles are inherently fun, but like relative to everything else, it's a little boring. These hybrid ones though are super cool. I haven't ridden one. I assume neither of y'all have ridden them either.
No.
Right?
These
It kind of interests me. I would love to check one out.
These things are awesome. The electric bikes are awesome, and the hybrids are awesome. Both of these seem like really cool additions, and I'm really glad that Kawasaki's doing them. I really like that these have 2 batteries in them, and you can swap from one battery to the next.
That's cool.
It's just a really nice thing. The hybrid seems interesting. I want to ride it before I start poo-pooing it. I did a video where I was like, it doesn't seem like it's the bike I wanted, but it's a really cool thing to do. You know, it's a new avenue for motorcycling. And I say this all the time. If you want something new and neat, you call up Kawasaki. You don't go to anybody else. Kawasaki does weird stuff still.
And apparently they're pretty quick with their electric motors. Like Jen Dunstan did a review on them, and apparently like they've got some go, which is very cool because they're not big. They're not big displacement. They're not big motorcycles, but they're like, according to their comparable models of complete internal combustion, like they're quicker, which that's neat. Like
So-
if you can actually come to market with something new and it's an improvement, awesome.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah, that clip that you're talking about, Jen was going up against a ZX-10R, and because she had the electric bike, she beat the electric bike, or beat the leader bike to like 60 miles an hour, just because it takes forever to launch an inline 4. So yeah, I mean, it's fast off the line, but it doesn't last very long on the battery, and it doesn't go super quick on the battery. Like, the battery is a great way to get it started, and then the motor kicks in, but you can't really run on just the battery, which is weird. So
Yeah, but that's typical hybrid stuff. Like if you're used to driving a Prius or something like that, that's kind of what you're used to as well.
yeah. So now we've got KTM.
250.
They've been doing the 250s for a while, but basically this is what I'm seeing here: bold new graphics, aggressive new headlights.
It's got that updated headlight, like the new Duke, like the new 1200 or whatever it has. It's updated.
Yeah, I think that this looks cooler than the old KTM headlights, while also being uglier at the same time.
Why is it ugly?
That's their
I'm
bread
trying
and
to figure
butter.
that out.
Because it's like got all the different angles.
It's got
and
like
stuff.
whatever this muscle is. What is this? This is too big on it. It's like upper
not the
shoulder.
I was about to say it's the dorsal fin.
It's a dodecahedron.
we don't work
You're
out.
talking to a postpartum person. I'm like, oh, the hamburger is bigger up here.
Somebody in the comments will get us for that one. But
It's like he's got football pads on or something.
Yeah, it looks like the shape doesn't. It's fine.
it's fine. And then 890 Adventure Rally, same deal. This one, 990 Duke. I'm very interested in this, but we are now, the Ouroboros is eating its tail. We are
Finally.
back to a 990 Duke. After however many years, we're back to the 990. And do we have power figures on this? It's 123 horse, 76 foot-pounds of torque. That is a lot out of that bike, but it's also not that much more than the 890. So, do you just want a bigger motor? Well, we got it.
Why'd they do that though? Because they did that with the Husqvarna line too. So
I think it's emissions. They're
Okay.
making this because emissions are tightening, and KTM won't detune a motor. They just won't. So they're just like, fuck it, make it bigger.
Yeah. So this replaces the 890.
That's my understanding, is that it's replacing the 890, and they're bringing back the 790 to sort of bridge the gap between 390 and 990, and then they've got the 1390 now, which is the beefed up Super Duke. They gave it more displacement and more power.
they gave it more dookiness.
Which is cool. It's fully upgraded too, like modern TFT. It's a little bit lighter. It's got all of the, or most of at least, the stuff you're going to get on the flagship one, but still not being, because I don't Like no, 890 had that stuff as well, but
Yep.
no, it's cool.
And this is the one that has the like freaking. The first thing I saw when I saw this headlight is that it looked like a spider face to me. Let me pull it up. KTM 990. Pull up this guy right here. Loading.
We got dial up in this house. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Jesus fucking
Oh,
Christ!
something's
Really?
going on.
It's probably because I'm
Like the Predator face, right? Like the Predator all opened up and
Yeah, it's got some Predator angle going on. There you go. There's a good image of it.
That's a good picture.
It looks interesting. It just weird. It's like if KTM made the headlight for an MT-09.
Okay, I could see that.
So I don't know.
I don't know. That's fine.
It's cool. It's another Duke.
That's another Duke.
yeah, doesn't do it for me aesthetically. I'm sure it's an absolute riot to ride and a great machine, and hopefully it's reliable because they just sure don't seem to be keeping the same motor year after year.
No. Same architecture, bigger displacement. Which brings us to the Stelvio. So the Mandello was one of my favorite bikes of 2023, and I think it was a really awesome bike for Moto Guzzi to make. However, the Stelvio is just a Mandello with laced wheels. That's all I'm seeing here. It's just a Mandello with laced wheels and an off-road mode.
Okay.
It's hard for me to get excited about this. I'll make a video about it when it comes out because the folks at AF1 will have them. But they have this optional package with radar technology and all that for cruise control. What is it? The radar assist cruise where it keeps its pace from the car in front of you and stuff.
Terrible. I hate that in cars.
Yeah. This feels to me like they're trying to do the multistrada.
I was about to ask him, like, what are they trying to do and who is it for?
It feels like a Moto Guzzi multistrada.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah, 5 customizable rider modes: tourism, rain, street, sport, and off-road.
Yeah.
Why do you need? What's the tourism one? What's
I like the tourism.
It's I think it probably isn't tourism. I think it's turismo, and that's a typo.
Yeah.
There's no way they're
That's
like
100% a typo.
it's got to be turismo, but I don't know that I'm gonna pay $17,000 for one of these.
How do you think that's going to do in America? That just seems like a weird flex. Or
So-
is the touring crowd itchy for something?
I feel like this is nice for the dads, especially who want to just do big miles. They'll get the one with the fancy cruise control because it's cheaper than a multistrada. So, and it's
Well, and like your bike,
V-twin.
it's a unique engine. Nobody else has a motor that's like this. It has that unique quality that sets it apart. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know what else it has going for it.
It's a good motor. It's fast. It's fun. It handles great. I don't see a need for this. I would just get a Mandello with the PFF system, the fancy follow cruise control.
Oh,
This is cool though. We don't need to spend a lot of time on the V7 Stone Corsa. It's just a fancy looking V7 Stone. Looks neat.
Looks good.
5,000 RPM though. That's this thing is gonna rev out like my Grezzo slowly. The
65 horsepower.
the V85 is getting some updates. Now we get to talk about Josh's favorite, the Suzuki GSX-8R. You excited about the new Gixxer?
Nope, I'm not actually. I'm disappointed. I hate all the compromising. Like, look at the handlebars. They're at
Yeah.
your shoulder. It's like if I want to ride a sports bike, I want to ride like a sports bike. And I get it. There's still Gixxers. They're still gonna have this Gixxer 600, 750, and 1,000. But I don't know. Like, all you get here is more fairing, and And I don't know. I mean, I love my bike, which is the same motorcycle, but with an actual handlebar. It's
Do you have
committed to what
adjustable
it's supposed
suspension
to
on
be.
there?
What's that?
Do you have adjustable suspension?
No, it's not. This does have an upgraded suspension from my bike because it's supposed to be a little sportier.
And what'd you pay for yours?
Like $8,000 or something but like that's dealer price, so like 85 or something like that.
Would you pay 94 for this?
No way. Like, I'm gonna get a Gixxer. I get a Gixxer 600 or 750, but I'm not gonna get this. This is like, I don't want to ride a full committed sport bike, but I want it to look like I'm riding a full committed sport bike, and I don't like that.
I think
it's cool if that's your thing, but it's not my thing.
I feel like this looks too much like an R7.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I saw it.
It looks just like an R7.
Yeah, I think, and they push really hard to like amenable, like how comfortable this machine is. Like, if you read like the releases and stuff for this bike, because I did, and they're like talking so much about how soft the seat is and how comfortable the ergonomics are, and the foot pegs are lower, and it's like.
Is there any other bike that does that has like, it's a naked bike, but it's got all the fairings and it's got all the plushy stuff to try to make it look like a comfy sport bike?
Ninja 650?
Okay.
Ducati Super Sport. This is like a not as nice of a Ducati Super Sport.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, which does the exact same thing. You can look like you're riding a Panigale without having to ride a Panigale.
Any thoughts about the GSX-1000 GX Plus?
They make touring Gixxers?
They make touring.
I like this. Yes, I like this one a lot, actually. I think it looks cool. It looks very aggressive. You know it's going to be a blast to ride because it's got the same motor that we've always had.
What a funny place to be on the timeline. Everybody's getting old, right? That's what's happening. All the riders are getting old. So they're like, all right, we have more ATV bikes, more touring bikes. So like, everybody needs the big comfy bike now.
This thing,
sign of the times.
This thing looks like an evolved Pokemon face.
It's got like a very
aggressive face right there. It looks like an evolved Pokemon version.
Which Pokemon?
I don't know. It just looks like it evolved from the GSX-8R.
Yeah.
I kind of
and
like
it's
the
like
front end.
it's that cross between the GSX 1000 plus or whatever. What's the other one that's like more sport bike looking? I should know, but I don't. But yeah, this is like straight up sport touring, and it's cool. It's way cooler than a V-Strom.
Way cooler than a V-Strom.
What this hole previously would have been filled by. I think it looks pretty sweet.
151 horsepower, 78 foot-pounds of torque. That'd be a fun bike to ride.
Yeah.
That'd be a really fun bike. Ooh, 25th anniversary Hayabusa, baby.
They make a pink Hayabusa.
Is that pink or is that orange?
It's like orange.
So it's orangish, and literally all they did on this one is like some fancy paint, like the Suzuki on the tank is like raised, and so you can like feel it, and then it's got like gold paint on the exhaust, and yeah, this is fancy paint.
Bold new graphics. Next is the 800 from the V-Stroms. These things are friggin' boring. Skip it.
No, good bike. If you want an adventure bike and you don't want to spend that BMW money or something like that, that's a good one.
It's heavy. I'd get the Ibex, not a Suzuki. I'd get the Ibex from CF Moto. It's cheaper.
You would never choose a Suzuki, though. So for all of our fans who want that Suzuki love.
Yeah. True. This is one I'm actually really excited for. Triumph Scrambler 400X and the other little Scrambler. The Speed 400 or Street 400.
Bonneville 400 thing.
Single cylinder 400cc beginner bike made in India by Triumph.
So we've got beginners coming to the table and granddads moving to the sport touring.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So now Triumph is copying Royal Enfield, like how the tables have turned.
I mean, again, the Ouroboros
Saw
is
how
eating
many
its tail.
units they were selling.
Yeah.
Carnival Red.
40 horsepower and almost 30 foot-pounds of torque. That's going to be nice, especially if it's light. If it's light, that'll be a lot of fun.
Do you think it's going to be chintzy? Like, do you feel like, no, you don't think so?
I think it'll be
I'd be worried
budget.
about that.
I think it'll be budget, but not chintzy. Cheap,
Yeah.
but not Amazon cheap. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
See, I
Nicer
didn't
than the
like
Royal
that about the
Enfield, for
Ducati
sure.
Scrambler didn't feel like as primo as a regular Ducati. It felt in between. I was expecting, this was however many years ago when it first came out.
right. You were expecting it to be like a primo Ducati.
And then you get it and you're like, what?
This isn't
Yeah.
going to be a primo Triumph for sure.
No.
Nope.
You know what it'll feel like? It'll feel like the 660. You remember riding the 660?
The Trident?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll feel like that, but a little bit budgety.
Yeah, because they have to be able to compete on price. They can't be building their build quality just with a smaller motor. It'll be so expensive that they would never sell them. So they have to compromise everywhere. I think a little bit. It'd be cool. It'll be nicer than the Royal Enfield, and I'm sure it looks better and seems to look really good.
Wait, how much is it? Wait, or is
They're
that?
like $5 or $6 grand.
Okay.
I was just looking ahead. We don't
Okay.
have the exact numbers for them yet.
Okay.
Then there's the 1200X and
That's what I saw the
XE.
price for. And I was like, wait, what?
13 grand for no. These ones, okay, yeah, sure, have some fun. This is a cool adventure option.
I just look like I'm going to burn my leg on it. That's about it.
Yeah, I
fun.
don't want to pick this thing up over and over. That's for sure.
No. No, it's too pretty. You got to put that in the too pretty category.
I've seen a lot of guys riding these at Get On ADV Fest though.
Are they all beat up or do they?
Really?
They're beat up. Yeah, they're beat up. They're the exhausts are falling off.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
But then again, we rode baggers to Get On ADV Fest, so.
They're cool. They're cool bikes. I just feel like if you're going to get an adventure bike, you might as well get an adventure bike, and this is more for something that you park in front of Starbucks. But I do see people taking these off-road.
That's kind of cool. I think that's cool to bite the bullet and just do it.
Yep.
and they
It'd be
look
beautiful and a little bit more capable, but you can still count on it being really, really attractive, and that means a lot to a lot of people, and I'm cool with that.
Yep. And then we've got the Speed 400, same deal as the Scrambler, just street biased.
I want to see one of these when they come out. I want to touch it in person.
Well, you can go to Ride Now and poke them.
Poke
See-
it,
see if
slap
they
it a
fall
little
apart.
bit.
Yep. Then we've got the Bonnevilles. Same deal.
Bold new graphics.
Bold new graphics. Same deal with the 765. Okay.
Stealth edition. So they've got a gradient paint scheme now. That's the stealth.
They look cool, but who cares?
Sneaky.
Yeah.
You ride one of those if you want to be sneaky.
The cool thing is the R starts at 10 grand. That's impressive. That's a lot of bike for 10,000 bucks. You could do a whole lot worse.
What's the official Moto 2 branding?
I'm sure that's going to be freaking $10,000 extra. Be a $20,000 speed triple. Tigers. Yeah.
Never ridden one.
They're fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
They're adequate
They look good.
motorcycles. I don't like the engine. The engine buzzes like crazy. It's really, really buzzy. Vespa Primavera. That's literally as pasta as it gets right there. I still need to ride myself a Vespa. And then we've got Yamaha MT-09s.
What did they do? It looks the same.
It's the same.
It's the same.
They say that it's got a new dashboard, which it desperately needs.
That quick shifter though.
Yeah. There's updates on it.
It's great.
Bring it up to speed with the full line.
Yeah.
It'll be good. They'll sell like crazy. That's
They're
for
still
sure.
heinously ugly, though.
Yeah, they did just fuck that up.
They're heinously ugly. Tenere 700, it's another one.
Yep. Same bike.
Tracer 9 GT Plus.
I didn't like that bike.
Did you ride one?
Yeah. It was fine.
I bet you it's a MT-09 but heavy.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, and nerdy.
Yeah.
Which
It's
is the opposite.
Why
of-
is it not an MT10?
Yeah, exactly. You're riding this going, why? Why am I? There's an MT-09 or there's an MT-10. So, but it's just it's a flavor for the brand. It's like a flavor for that person who's looking for that thing.
It's the triple too. Some people are like obsessed with that triple cylinder motor. I don't like it very much, but some people just love it. Yeah. And I guess that's what you're getting out of this.
Now, there are some that aren't on here because this is the end of this list here. There's a couple from Moto Morini that are really cool. They're bringing a 1200cc V-twin naked bike and a 1200cc V-twin adventure bike to market. Which
big old bike.
Yeah, those have me really excited because I rode the X-Cape recently and I loved everything about it but the motor because it's the same old Kawasaki 650 motor. It was licensed to CF Moto. CF Moto builds the motors for Moto Morini, and it is a freaking schnooze of a motor. It didn't suck my soul out my butt like the Versa 650 did, but
I've never been more worried about you in my life. And we've done a lot of traveling together. That was the first time I've been legit concerned about your well-being.
It made me
physically
so sad.
and mentally and spiritually.
Yeah. But is there anything in this list that calls to you? If you were going to buy a new bike, what would you buy anything on this list?
No. Same stuff, right? It's you've got your one.
It's the Ducati
mono, but
Yep.
No, I don't really nothing. They do this every year, so it's like different paint, different stuff. There isn't anything on the horizon that I'm excited about. I haven't heard anything.
No. There are some rumblings about new cool bikes from Moto Morini and CF Moto. CF Moto is trying to bring out a 675 race bike, which would be really cool. They haven't officially announced it yet though. I have some behind the scenes knowledge that I can't entirely share about some bikes from some manufacturers, but that have me very excited, but can't talk about it yet. So,
Josh, what about you? Are you excited?
No, not on this list, but I had my year this year. I got the new GSX-8S. I really love it. I've been having so much fun on it this year. So adding the new R, and I don't care for that one. I don't really care for anything else on this list either. It's not here in this article or anything that we're touching on, but the dirt world has some pretty exciting things this year also. Mm-hmm. There's a new Yamaha that's going to come out this year that I also can't talk about that is going to be like change the whole lineup, which is really, really cool. But yeah, not too much this year on the street side.
The Hypermotard, it's our winner. It's fuck ugly, but cannot wait to ride one.
Yeah, I'll take it. You go buy one. I will come to Austin the weekend after and ride it. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, we'll all have a big try it out party.
Yeah, I'm serious about wanting to buy one of these. As soon as I find an opportunity to pick one up, I think I'm gonna. So
nice, very nice. Yeah.
But with that, guys, this one's been running a little bit long.
Yeah, it's like
50. This one's 55 minutes in total so far, so we'll have to cut out some stuff here. But let us know your thoughts down below. What bikes are you excited for? And are you thinking about upgrading to anything? Are you as pumped for the 698 mono as I am? Or are you just sort of meh like Josh and Whitney?
I'd buy an MT-09 SP off of everything on there. That's the bike I'd get.
Do it. I'm excited for beginners. If you got cash and good money to spend and you're a beginner, wow, it's never looked better for you if you're going to buy something under 500 cc's.
And that is actually a great pitch for our next episode. So if you enjoyed this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can follow along with the whole series. Watch some of the ones that came out recently. And then if you are just wanting to listen, we're available on any podcast platform out there. So see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.